with so many freshmen. And we are underway. The big game here at Yale. Face-off won by Nick Ramsey. That's going to be something to keep an eye on, the face-off dot. We'll see as many. Sharp got free, now behind the cage. Johnson quickly up top, and Yale scores first. Christian Kropp immediately paying dividends in the lineup.
He was the guy Andy Shea mentioned, right? You felt like there was an emotional attachment to 34 and white for Coach Andy Shea. Comes back for that 5th year. It's been a little bit nicked up, but for them to make a stretch run in May, Ramsey's a big dude, much bigger than Cucurella. So when they have those stalemate type of scenarios, 8 and white can grind it.
Brandow gets a step and scores. You mentioned him in the open. Brandow leading the nation, scoring by a wide margin, and he beats his man and puts Yale up 2-love.
You say the term beat your man, right? Like, Matt Brandow doesn't have to beat his man cleanly because he's so good around goal line extended. That time he does, though. Gets a defender to...
Instead, brings it back out, and Yale will operate 6-on-6. Mullen, another good...
An inability to clear in this game, you're in trouble if you're Harvard.
Miles Botkiss ridden inside the restraining box. He's in trouble, but does get free. Can't get a shot off. Now we get one, but we'll get a whistle. That's the man right there, Thomas Bragg, number 45, leads the nation with 10 man-up goals on the year with the ball in his cross. Bragg will fire and score! Wow.
This is an absolute dart. Watch here as this play develops, and Bragg, who leads the nation in extra man goals, if you let him set his feet at 6'4" with a left...
Joe Dowling, another freshman, number 37. You're going to see so many freshmen playing in this game. Good pickup by King. He's another one. Sam King, number 7, going against Chris Fate. Got free, shoots! Boy, I tell you, Paquette couldn't find it. Right, they were successful once earlier on that type of a clear. Then also another time earlier in this first quarter, Paquette was able to pick it off. That time, Paquette almost got caught. Gaffney gets it off. Good opportunity for Harvard, and they crank the scorebook.
Gaffney is a fantastic freshman midfielder. 13 in crimson, has speed and vision, and I watched him on tape. I was so impressed. It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he's a goalie. He's in the band, has the tattoos.
Gym rat, love it. Here's King, another guitarist in that band. Man, look at Chris Fate. Dropping King, and then the help comes.
Remember I mentioned you don't want to get into the body game with Fake? That's what happens. You got to beat him in space if you're Sam King.
Now Hilsenrath, he'll shoot, scores! That'll fire up this Harvard crowd.
Another freshman. Hilsenrath has the short stick matchup, and that little hesitation. He's being defended right there. The little hesitation allows him to extend to the middle of the field to an back foot. He's not getting that full torque. Like almost a little hesitant in terms of like, should I shoot or shouldn't I? And as a young player like Lyons, 44 and white, you have to shoot with conviction. And you have to have that follow through. And I've watched enough tape of Yale where he has the ability to sling it. In those last 2 shots, he's hesitant.
Hit the pipe. That'll reset the shot clock if Harvard can get possession, and they do. Hilsenrath lost his footing. Tevlin's all over him. Tevlin's a two-way player, but Hilsenrath gets open, just couldn't quite get a shot on Cage as it was deflected, and it'll stay with Harvard. I haven't mentioned Austin Madronic, 33. Part of that starting attack. King scores! Harvard has taken that initial blow from Yale, and they've responded with 3 straight. We're all tied.
They've answered, and they've tied it up with their quarterback, Sam King. From the Gilman School in Baltimore, Maryland, originally a Denver commit, changed his path to...
Big dudes, too. Gaffney. Shoots wide, stays with Harvard. This midfield is quick.
Yeah, quick. And Gaffney is an outlier. I watched him last year in a senior all-star game down in Baltimore, Maryland, and I was really, really impressed with his first step.
Good cut. Off the pipe and in! Joey Dowling! Another one of those freshmen. Coach said he's going to get some playing time. He's been practicing like a beast. And he scores to give Harvard the lead.
Yeah, he's a two-handed cradle guy. He's played a lot of box lacrosse, so he understands how to get a shot off with pressure. There's 4 white shirts there. Dowling says, no problem, and he is jacked.
That's going to be the strategy here.
Yeah, and he'll make a good decision. His decision-making is near flawless. Matt Brandow has 14 turnovers on the season. Points to turnover ratio, that's incredible.
Look at the help coming. This time from Chase Yeager. Might have the best hair in all Division I. Final 7 seconds. Nice job by Tevlin just to catch it. But defensively, Harvard with a stand. Can they get something going here at the end? They choose to just let the clock run out. What a first quarter. Living up to everything you'd hope to see today in the big game. Yale jumped out early at home. The big crowd here at Reese was fired up. Harvard wasn't going anywhere, though. They want to play in the Ivy League tournament, storming back to take the lead after 1. Yale can still lose this game, though, if Brown is able to beat Dartmouth.
Yes, and they're up 11.
And then both of these teams
right
would get it.
Yeah. Well, Harvard losing could open the door for Penn as well.
Correct. There's a lot of things going on.
There was 8 scenarios at the start of the day.
Right.
It's nuts.
Now we're down to just 4. And if Brown beats Dartmouth and they're on their way to doing that, we would be down to just a couple here. But in that scenario, Harvard could beat Yale and both teams could still get into the Ivy League tournament.
Yeah, Harvard.
Which is going to be nuts. You guys are going to have so much fun calling that tournament next weekend.
Yeah, Harvard has to win to advance. Yale, there are some scenarios where they still could advance with a loss today. But Andy Shea wasn't having it, man. He didn't want any of his players. What did he say? He was going to go dark, right? Like phones off. No one cares about that game prior, Princeton and Cornell.
Inside. Oh, that's just too easy for Brandow.
This is why he's so good. He's a perimeter player who operates the offense. He's the conductor and the quarterback, but he's also the team's best inside finisher. I call him a chameleon at the top because of his ability to really go anywhere on the offense.
Carson Cool, freshman. Here's Sharp, one of the freshmen. That's a wide open look, and here comes Yale to start the second quarter.
Brad Sharp, 13 in white's the best athlete on the team for my money. The way he moves, he actually glides. Andy Shea says he runs like he's on roller skates. Incredible balance and the vision to spot another freshman. Leads the nation in man-up goals, 45 in white. He can hammer it from the opposite side of the field. It's nasty.
Put a hurting on the net in that first quarter for the man-up goal. His 11th on the season. That's him, 45. Johnson, they left him alone, opted not to shoot. Good scoop by Bragg to keep possession. Now we're back to even strength. Bragg will get a shot though, wow!
Hammer time. Here's the deal. I respect how Harvard kind of stays in their base defense, right? They don't spend too much time worrying about certain players. But when 45 in white has time and room like that, that ball is moving so quickly in the release. Right now, you better guard him once he leaves the substitution box because he can sling it.
He might fire it right as soon as he gets on the field. Brandow against Martinson. Spins free. Johnson up top. Inside, that's a goal for the Bulldogs. Lions again.
Freshman to freshman. Jerry Byrne had so many successful years as a defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. Old school alley dodging midfield type goals don't cut it against him. You got to have the attack dodge and feed the inside. Because you see all that support help, right? You see all those crimson colored jerseys. Paquette and Alexander. Goaltender and that guy right there from the same high school have played lacrosse for a long, long time together.
Still plenty of time for Harvard to shoot. Just under 30 seconds. This is a wide open look. Wow, how on earth are you going to get that good of a look? Madronic just says thank you very much and buries it.
And he's their finisher, right? Like, he's the guy you have to be really careful showing too much off of him, right? Because that's what he does. That is, he's in trouble in a situation like that. He'll get the shot off.
Brandow scores. Had the matchup he liked with the shorty on him, and he took advantage.
We've seen a little bit of Brandow today in terms of the full package. He scored in the first quarter, coming from behind with his right hand. He scores on the crease in the second quarter. Now he scores up top with the left hand. Do you see the versatility, Chris? It's ridiculous. Like, there's nothing he can't.
30 seconds to shoot for the Bulldogs. Tevlin behind, now back up to Kai. Help comes, Krop. Brandow. Good ball movement. Lions finishes.
Do you remember a couple years ago, like when Yale's offense would start to like percolate and get deep into its sets? They'd take Matt Gaudette on the crease and they'd roll him to that righty wing spot. Where's the same number? That looks like Matt Gaudette.
Done here in the final minute or so of this first half and close that gap. That'll help. Another freshman, Anthony Perry, finishes it.
Yeah,
closes it to a 3-goal deficit.
This is a good righty sweep shot by Andrew Perry, 41 for the Crimson. And I watched him on tape. He was the one guy. There's a lot.
Help coming on Brandow. Ball gets loose. Look at that ground ball from Campese.
Yeah, watch him go. This is their guy.
Final 10 seconds. King. Looking for some space back to his right. Inside. This will be a chance for Harvard. Great look! Oh, what a score! Hayden Cheek. First time we've mentioned his name all game long. And he buries it with .6 on the clock. That's a huge momentum getter for this Crimson team heading into the half.
Madronic, it looked like he was trying to have that desperation shot, right? But Cheek stood his ground, didn't lose too much of an angle. Look at Madronic right here. That looks like a desperation shot to me. But Cheek catch.
Here's King. Gets a step on the defender, Fake. But Fake does what he's been doing all game long. When he gets into the body
blows don't work on Chris Fake. Space might. No shot if you try to play the muscle game against 31 and white.
Loose ball. Good defensive possession for Yale right at the midfield line. And we're going to get a push in the back, though. That was almost a perfect play by Yale until the very last moment when you had a push in the back from Alexander and possession now back to Harvard with a fresh 60. Shoot and a score! Oh.
And he's got speed, right? Little hesitation against Oken, who tries to play the body, but the speed game wins there.
It's not about the quick feet. It's not about, you know, I'm not saying anything against Fake's feet or his intelligence, but his game is the physical game.
Oh, and intensity, too. I was at practice yesterday, and in the practice as a whole, like, this was not your typical walkthrough the day before a game. I mean,
right.
These guys were laying it.
And they hold each other accountable, too. That's all part of the culture that Andy Shea has built here at Yale. Trying to stop this 3-0 Harvard run. That'll help. Brad Sharp. You talked about how he can snipe from the outside. There's a perfect example of it right there.
Kind of reminds me of an old school midfielder, 2006 from UVA, Kyle Dixon. Blinding speed and the overhand release. I talked about his quickness and his balance. He's a freshman too.
And Tevlin will be two-way guys. Johnson had a notion. Loose ball, dangerously gets to Mullen. Now Mullen again, trying the long pass in the corner, gets it to King. O'Berry's going to the goal, and he scores!
You feel the press. Yale's getting after Harvard on the ride. Mullen recognizes it, hits the bottom corner.
And he has been so good today. Weren't able to get the clear. Now quick offense for Yale. And Leo Johnson makes them pay. Coming out of that timeout, they only had a handful of seconds to complete the clear. Guard can get it past that midfield stripe. They couldn't do it. I don't think they were even aware of it. And then all of a sudden, it's in Leo Johnson's cross, and it's in the back of the net.
Flick of the wrist.
Denver commit. Now playing for Coach Byrne here at Harvard. This is a huge opportunity for the Crimson to cut into this 2-goal deficit. King looks for a cutter, finds one, and the ball finds the back of the net. Madronic once again.
Strength to strength. Quarterback with the vision and the head up. Understands there's certain players you can just jam it into. Madronic's one of them. But what I'm impressed about Gaffney and Sam King, they're such young.
Of a spark. Cucurullo is much more of a counter guy, according to Jerry Burns. So it's one of those where you maybe even double pull it.
Yeah, they've won 3 and lost 3 in the second half. And the first half, Yale was dominant in phases at the dot.
King loses his footing. Fake pounces when his guy loses his footing, doesn't he? Still Harvard, though. That'll be a great look. And a goal! You could see it developing. Perry got his hands free and was able to beat Paquette. We're all tied up at 11.
This is an awesome game. It looks like Perry here, looks like he's gonna shoot low, right? He kind of dips his shoulder and his head, just a subtle little dip. Puts it in his left hand.
Looks what the ACC is usually. You win so many games at a conference that when you beat each other up, it doesn't kill you.
Yeah, and Penn's another team that had such a high RPI. They're sweating right now.
Yeah. Harvard coming back to tie this thing in the final 2 minutes. Sharp with the left, great look. That's gonna be a goal. I mean, you're not gonna stop Chris Lyons when he's on the doorstep like that.
No. And this looks like your basic little crease finish, not a chance. He catches this across his face, and he finishes it, which looks like across his face, right? Like he catches it, and then another twister there. I'm looking at 13 for the Crimson, Owen Gaffney. Whether he has a pole or not, I think he can initiate offense. He's that good.
Botkus. Graham Blake in the game now. The 4th attackman for this team. It's Perry. Back to his left. Shoots it wide. They'll stay with Harvard. 33 to shoot.
Perry's the one with range, with both hands. The guy that can stretch a defense, 41. Another freshman. I mean, the youth on this field is insane. If you're the Ivy League,
right,
get Yale and Harvard now because they've got so much back.
That was one. Botkus kept his footing. That look. Oh, what a goal! Hayden Sheik, he's had spectacular goals today.
Right at the end of the half, And now he answers to tie it all at 12. Hayden Cheek is crafty, he's smooth, and he's resilient. He's battled some knee injuries in the past. His stick skills are too good to keep him off the field. That is just a next level play, right? You catch it right-handed, you feel the pressure. Look at the pressure right here, all the topside pressure, and you roll.
Big 19 seconds for Harvard. Their last lead in this game was 4-3 back in the first quarter. Nice play by Stuzen. He'll stay with Harvard though, but killing some time. Perry, he's gonna have to let one fly. Wow, Gaffney let one fly, torching the near corner. Harvard leads for the first time since the first quarter.
This guy's for real. Been singing his praises all afternoon. Sets his feet, and as he rips this, I think he lets Chris Fake know it too. This is a freshman talking to a fifth-year senior.
Harvard won 6 of 9 faceoffs in that third quarter, Kark. I mean, Kook and Massimilian are really coming to the fore.
You're just calling him Kook now, right?
Correct.
Cucurello? It's too much for you?
Those Italian names, they always get me. That's why I always call you Kark. Wow, that one just kind of got through on Paquette. He was able to knock it free, though. This could be a chance. Paquette makes the stop. Can't stop that one, though. Joe Dowling sends this Harvard crowd into a frenzy.
This is a complete breakdown. Dowling goes to get the ball before it falls out of bounds, and they just don't number up, right? Who has Joe Dowling? Nobody.
Right.
That's a communication breakdown for Harvard there, and allows the lefty Dowling, who I mentioned earlier.
Brown. Doesn't get through. Demuth picks it up. Over to Paquette. Here come the Elis. They're going to want to move quickly. Inside, Brandow finishes.
You remember earlier I mentioned when Patrick Hackler went to two-way midfield, what that allows is for him to trap an offensive midfielder from Harvard, right? So he gets that matchup that he's comfortable with. Harvard looks like they're showing a little bit too much, and then you give it to the money man, Matt Brand.
Now Bodkis. How good has this game been?
Oh, it's been awesome.
This is a preview of what you guys have, you and Q and Anish have next week with 3 games in the Ivy League tournament that are all going to be great.
It's a microcosm of the league in 2022. I mean, this is Ivy League lacrosse.
Bodkis now up top. Madronic!
We've seen some finishing ability inside by Madronic, but this time, a lot like Lions 44 for Yale, 33 for the Crimson, can play the high crease. Step, plant,
burn. Cucurullo and 2 long poles. Look at Ramsey though. Gutty getting possession. He'll shoot and score!
Wow. You know when a face-off specialist wins, sometimes like, maybe you need to call a timeout. Kick it to the side, not this time. Ramsey wins it himself. Look at the placement on a righty goalie. That is perfection. Hugs the off pipe.
We're gonna have a lot of face-offs in this game with 29 goals scored already. Here's Carson Kuhl. Campese all over him. Brand out. Check that. That's Lyons. Got free and scores! A brilliant goal from the freshman.
When you watch Harvard on tape defensively, normally they show a little bit. When you have that short stick there, there's the show. But what happens is Harvard's a little bit discombobulated. I'll show you right here. So they switch, but then Lyons understands where the pressure's coming from. Right? It's all topside pressure, so he dips underneath right there. That is a brilliant...
Back Harvard ball.
Oh.
Now, the officials didn't throw a flag.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Harvard player got leveled. He's looking for a call, and Madronic's not going to get it.
DeMuth is lucky he didn't have a delay game there.
Right.
You can't shove someone on that over and back there. You have to let the offensive player pick up the ball. You hear the fans.
Knowledgeable fan base here at Reese Stadium. Obviously a Harvard fan there, letting the officials know it. Chance and a score! Joe Dowling! Who is this guy?
I'll tell you who he is. He's a freshman in his first time in the Ivy League playing Yale. He knows what's at stake. Monster implications here in New Haven, Connecticut. And Joe Dowling, the freshman, has Harvard believing. Up fifth-year senior right now with the ball to the freshman, most athletic player on the field for my money.
Sharp back to his right. Crop. Johnson. Look at the quickness. Shoots and scores! Not too dissimilar from the last shot that he couldn't get to work, but this time he knocks it up under 2 to play.
How about the guts of Leo Johnson? Because that last rep, he takes a similar shot and he misses. If you're a freshman, this is Harvard Yale, you're down by a goal. Like, do you have the guts to do this again? And the answer is unequivocally yes. Look at this right here, just increases his angle, continues to go.
Up for Yale. Here's Bragg. Johnson again. Up top to Bragg. Got some room, he'll shoot and scored! Win it for the Elis! That's our Old Spice ready for anything. Thomas Bragg with the game winner.
Harvard didn't want to treat him differently today, Chris. He made him pay. If you don't press out to 45 in white, it is lights out.
What a finish. What a game.
You live and die by this if you're Harvard. They treat everyone the same. You can't treat a shooter like that the same. He'll make you pay.
Nothing that Christian Bernard in goal could do about that absolute howitzer from Bragg. The fans here in attendance treated to an amazing lacrosse game. Yale on their way to the Ivy League tournament along with Penn. What a year for Harvard. They'll await selection Sunday. For Paul Carcaterra, I'm Chris Cotter. Thanks for watching. Over to baseball.